my trust in the Lord really probably started happening, or when I was realizing about trusting the Lord, was probably about 5 years ago. My dad had just been diagnosed with cancer, and I knew that in order to get through something like this as a family and to help myself get through, that I had to really understand that and trust that this was God's plan from the very minute my dad was conceived. But it was also about me giving up control of trying to make things happen, and for myself and for my family, and trying to make sure everybody was taken care of all the time. I was literally driving myself crazy and had so much anxiety of how can I keep it all together. And I just finally said, I've got to give up and let God be in control, and just trust that these are his plans for my dad, for my family, and for myself. And I really feel like after I did that, I really allowed him to come in, and was realizing his blessings, was realizing and feeling the Holy Spirit. And I was just paying attention more to the things that were really supposed to happen in life, and not trying to control them and make them happen for me.
Letting life happen without being in control.
Yes, and it's hard.
Enjoying the
So
ride.
how did you do that? How did you get yourself to that spot?
I think I was just probably, before my dad even got sick, I was probably at a place in my life where I was in a bad place.
But you had been through church prior to that, and some of that healing process, right?
Yeah, I had gone through Welcome, but it was really even before that. So I guess maybe it's been more than just 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. I just decided that what I was doing wasn't working, and I was in a bad place in my life. I didn't feel good about myself. I'll be completely honest, there were days that I would be traveling for work and think to myself, oh, if only I were in a car accident today, I wouldn't care. And I knew something was not right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was I told myself that something had to change before I got in an even darker place. So I started going back to church, and I remember sitting in Mass one day, and I saw the Welcome program was coming, and I grabbed Jeanna after Mass, and I'm like, we have to do this. I have to do this.
And they said, I signed up.
Yeah. And so I did, but I think the fact that I was hitting rock bottom, honestly, was where I just decided whatever I'm doing, trying to control for myself, absolutely is not working. It is time to figure out another plan, and Jesus has been here the whole time. I just never let him in.
So how would you say, Janelle, your trust in him has changed since that experience? Everything in your life then, whether it be something with work or something at home, or
it's just the weirdest things. My life has changed dramatically because I have I've met a man that I can finally feel like he's the one. I'm at peace with my dad being sick and having cancer and having passed away. I've become more of a disciple of God, trying to share more of his word and works, instead of being a little bit embarrassed about who I am as a Catholic. I think sometimes there's pressure put on us about sharing too much, or when you share too much, people have a tendency to look at you and like, oh, she thinks she's so holier than thou. No, I'm just trying to share the good work of God and how important it is to have a strong faith. If I didn't have my faith, I would never have gotten through losing my dad, through those dark times in my life. Just having that somebody that's is always there, never going to give up on you. And if we didn't have God in our lives, we wouldn't be redeemed, we wouldn't have salvation.
I know, and I go to the love when you're like sharing it, like I just want to share the love, because I don't know, that's what just protrudes out of me, I guess. And I know that comes from the Lord, And,
Absolutely, yeah.
And yeah.
I ever since I've let him in too and do more control, I mean, I can sit in mass and just bawl and cry because I am understanding and feeling the Holy Spirit's presence too. I've always told you I wish I could feel the Holy Spirit like you do, and I never did. Well, I never thought I did.
I know, it's so
But-
fun to watch you.
But I have, and just getting more involved with church too as the Eucharistic minister and trying to help kids learn a little bit more about their faith and just trying to lead my friends and my family who've maybe fallen away, trying to lead them back. And I think it's just important that people know how happy you are and how much you love your faith, and that might get them intrigued to want to come back.